Okay, so welcome to a video that's going to be relevant for all us owners of Shimano's current BFS reels with the FTB brake system. So that means the 2016 Aldebaran BFS, the current 2017 Scorpion BFS, and also the 2017 Calcutta Conquest BFS. And it's also going to be relevant to all the future Shimano BFS reel owners that have their CURADO and SLX BFS reels on pre-order and are just waiting for them to come in. Now it's going to be relevant because in this video I'm going to show you guys if we're able to achieve any kind of casting performance increases for free in these Shimano BFS reels. So that means not spending any money on any kind of fancy hybrid ceramic bearings or super lightweight, super shallow aftermarket spools. And that also means I'm not talking about doing known things like, filling the spool only halfway on your BFS reel or flushing your stock spool bearings. But let me show you what I did to try to achieve this. Now, all us current Shimano BFS reel owners know this, but for you future owners, when you open up your box and pull out either your CURADO BFS or SLX or any of the other reels I mentioned, you'll probably get a bag with at least 2 of these extra magnets. And they're going to have the letter, either it's a Z or an N, laser etched on them. And then you should receive also some instructions that look like this with a little diagram showing you that these extra magnets will go into these empty slots in the brake hub. So let me show you what I mean. So right there you'll see that one open slot, and then on the other side there's another bank of magnets where there's another open slot, and you can put those magnets in these slots. Now for me personally, out of all the Shimano BFS reels I own with the FTB system, I just went ahead and put the magnets in without even thinking about it. But a few months ago, I believe one of my subscribers had mentioned to me that one of the magnets, or a couple of the magnets, fell out on his Fishband GH100, which copies his brake system, and he said that the casting on that reel improved greatly. So I think you guys know where I'm going with this. But in case you haven't figured it out yet, I am going to see if removing the 2 extra magnets, as you can see those magnets are installed on my Scorpion BFS, will give us a casting performance increase. And if so, how much more will we get, if any at all? Now the original plan was to do this with the Fishband GH100 and its clone, the KR Phantom. But unfortunately, it looks like, at least with my reels, that these magnets are glued in and I cannot remove them. At least I can't remove them without risk of just destroying this whole brake hub, and I didn't want to do that. So luckily for you guys, I don't have just one Aldebaran BFS. I actually have 2. So that means I can run one of these reels with all 8 magnets and the other one with just 6 and cast them side by side on the same day. So that means the Aldebaran on the right with the stock handle is going to be running all 8 magnets, while the Aldebaran on the left with the aftermarket handle and knobs is going to be running only 6 magnets in its brake hub. Now I've run these tests and did a side-by-side video comparison, and I've also done some side-by-side casting and measuring with a line counter, but I decided that I was going to do a measured field cast battle to get more exact definitive results. And let me show you the test that I put them through. So basically I ran these reels through what I guess I can consider my standardized bait finesse tests. So that means we casted 2 lures, the first one being this Rapala Ultralight Minnow that weighs 3.7 grams, so just a hair over 1/8 of an ounce. And then we casted this lure right here, Yozuri Snap Beam, which weighs 1.7 grams, so that's a true 1/16 ounce. So with that being said, let me show you the results. Okay, so let's get to these results, and we're going to start off with the 1/8 ounce minnow. Now I'm going to put the numbers up on the screen for you, and as you can see, the clear winner was the 6 magnet Aldebaran with an average of 74.31 feet, while the 8 magnet Aldebaran averaged 64.55 feet. So a whole 10-foot longer cast average for the 6 magnet Aldebaran. So now we get to what I consider an even more important lure, the 16th ounce Yozuri snap bean, and I'm going to flash those numbers up. And once again, taking the win is the 6 magnet Aldebaran at 58.4 feet, and then the 8 magnet Aldebaran averaged 49.46 feet, so almost another 10-foot average gain for the 6 magnet Aldebaran. So it seems like running only 6 magnets is going to yield some very impressive cast distance gains. But before all you guys go and take those magnets out of your reels, let me show you this. Now those tests were run with the external dial on both reels set to the maximum position of 6. So that means if you like to run your brakes on the maximum position of 6, then you will get a performance increase of about 10 foot, which is pretty impressive. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the battle where I was able to turn the brakes down as low as they would go on each individual reel, and let's check that out now. Okay, so did the results change now that both reels were dialed down to their minimum brake setting? Now let's get to these results, and we're going to start off with the 1/8 ounce minnow, of course. And it looks like, once again, taking the win is going to be the 6 magnet Aldebaran with an average of 87.53 feet, while the 8 magnet Aldebaran averaged 87.56 feet. Now, incidentally, the minimum brake setting I could go for the 6 magnet reel was about 5 on the dial, while on the 8 magnet reel I could go as low as about 4.5 or 4.5. And it looks like the 6 magnet Aldebaran averaged a little bit over a yard more than the 8 magnet one. So while that doesn't seem like a lot, in bait finesse, an extra yard of casting distance can mean catching a fish or not. Okay, so that means it's time to get the results of the snap bean battle. And this time around, it looks like the 8 magnet Aldebaran took the win with an average of 76.28 feet, while the 6 magnet reel averaged 74.85 feet. And that gap would have been a little bit wider if it weren't for a, I guess, pretty less than average last cast for the 8 magnet reel of about 71 feet. But you're still looking at 2 foot average gain for the 8 magnet reel. So it looks like more breaks is going to be an advantage when casting these super light lures. Now incidentally, the break settings for both reels were as follows. The lowest I could go for the 6 magnet reel was surprisingly low at 4.5, while on the 8 magnet reel I could actually go down to what I consider 3.9, so a little bit under 4. So it looks like removing the 2 magnets ultimately is not going to make that huge of a difference unless you are running your brakes on the maximum setting. And it was kind of strange that the more magnets meant casting this lighter lure farther. But I can say this, these results were pretty much duplicated out on the water from what I saw. So to wrap this video up, I guess I'm going to sum it up like this. It appears that if you are casting the heavier bait finesse lures, let's say 3 grams and up, you might be better off running only 6 magnets on your FTV brake hub. But if you are casting super lightweight lures, let's say 2.5 grams and under, you might be better off running all 8 magnets, which is pretty much par for the course in my experience, because the lighter the lure, the more braking force you're gonna need. Alright guys, I hope that helps you out in your Shimano bait finesse journey, and I am still waiting for my CURADO BFS pre-order to come in. And as soon as it does, or if I happen to stumble upon a reel at another shop that I can get it earlier, I will be sharing that with you guys. Alright guys, thanks a lot.